I met the owners of this Belgian Swedish furniture company at the Atlanta Furniture Market in 2012. And um, they have an interesting story and background. Kristen had and Bob had owned a retail shop, and she was an interior designer and ran that business out of her retail shop. She decided to close the retail side of things because she, like so many other interior designers, didn't find the things that she was looking for. So she wanted to build them herself and make them herself. So in the first 2 years that this company was founded, it had huge and exponential growth. Actually, the first year that it was in existence, they had a temporary showroom space in the Atlanta furniture market, and they wrote over $1 million worth of orders that first year. That's a huge number. The second time they went to the temporaries, they did just over $1 million. So that's when they decided to invest in a permanent showroom, and that's when I actually met them in their permanent showroom. So when we met, they had a real solid brick and mortar business, and they were interested in in growing and starting an e-commerce sales channel that actually kind of fit and really reflected their own values and the goals that they had set for the business. So first, they didn't know anything about drop shipping, and so we had to literally educate them on all aspects of what it was to drop ship. How do you need your packaging to be? How do you get your orders? We needed, Bob and his team actually were in the warehouse actually shipping the orders. So we wanted to make sure that, oversized or larger things were palletized correctly and that we did everything we could to minimize any opportunity for something to get damaged or broken in transit. And they have done an amazing job. They have really focused on that, and that really shows because they have very little problems from damages or defects. We also, defined what the requirements would be for a team to function in a dropship environment. Who was going to do what. So they had to determine, what person on their team was going to download the orders, how were they going to get them shipped out, what was the time frame that they felt that they could do that. And the other thing that was I think really key that helped Kristen feel better about adding another sales channel that wasn't going to compete with her brick and mortar was we established what we called their online pricing. And that was, completely different from their brick and mortar pricing. Their brick and mortar stores had a minimum order requirement and so forth and so on. That wasn't part of the strategy with our online pricing. So we were able to include an allowance structure for damages and defects, as well as a promotional structure so that they could participate in major holidays. So after we kind of educated them on everything and got it going, we reached out and partnered with Wayfair and Overstock, Gilt, My Habit, and One Kings Lane. But after about a year or so, we noticed that when we looked at the 80-20 rule, the group of products that were doing 80% of the business, these were all furniture items. And this line had, mirrors and lighting and decorative accessories and so forth, but they weren't getting the return on investment that they had been hoping. So we encouraged Kristen and Bob to solely focus on furniture. And they did this in a very thoughtful, strategic way. They sold through the inventory of the existing items that were going to go out of, that were not going to be part of the line anymore, and then took those monies to reinvest in expanding the furniture line. We also then made a very interesting but very on-brand decision for Kristen and Bob. Sales had grown to a point where their team couldn't keep up with the order flow from the 6 different e-commerce retailers. It was too hard for them to go to this vendor portal, that vendor portal, this vendor portal, that vendor portal. It wasn't necessarily about being able to ship orders. It was really about the behind the scenes that it takes to process and orders. So we decided to take all of that resource and put that towards Wayfair, and that became the only e-commerce account that this company sells to. As a result, within 12 months, we were able to have the account grow to over $700,000 a year with Wayfair. And Kristen has been able to continuously reinvest in new products as the trends have changed, and really create an assortment that is constantly evolving. Um, Also, Kristen and Bob, I think, are very unique because they don't want a $10 million company. They want a business that fits where they are and what they want and who they are. And as a result, as their e-commerce sales have increased and the brick and mortar sales have maybe decreased, they've been able to actually become even more profitable because it's the items that they sell online have a higher profit margin for them. So this has allowed Kristen to really step back from the day to day, and she and Bob can focus on, when you can travel again. They were traveling, spending time with their grandchildren, and really doing what she loves, which is product design. And so I think this is just a very unique example of a company that has got a very successful business model for e-commerce and have purposely and deliberately controlled the growth. If that is something you're interested in and you want to talk to us more, go to rsgsales.com, click one of the buttons to book a call, and we'd be happy to brainstorm some ideas with you. Hope you have a great day.